Good morning to you. Welcome to a midweek update here from the house. I'm Dan Gresham. Always nice to have you in to mi casa. And this morning, it's kind of quiet around here. This is not only a home studio for broadcast here on Facebook, and YouTube, but also it's the creative center of the house. This is kind of where all the art takes place in our house, and studio, if you will, for the art. So it's always a fun place to come into the room. It's always nice to see you too and to have you with us. This morning we are looking at some gray skies, and in fact, I was just glancing over. It looks like we have a few showers starting to pop up as well. We'll get into that in just a moment. Also coming up this morning, we're going to talk about running red lights. Is this just the new vogue thing? Is it our imagination that it's happening more often, or is in fact it becoming just more the rule instead of the exception? We'll get into that. We're also going to talk a little bit about city manager of Beaumont announcing his retirement. We're going to talk about illegal game rooms. We're going to talk about Delta 8. And then we'll wrap things up. We're going to talk about, does your boss text you after hours? Once you're home, do you still get work-related texts? Well, at least in one country, apparently that's not going to happen anymore. They made it a federal law. We'll explain. We'll get into all that as we roll into this. It's already Wednesday. And again, pretty nice day getting started outside. Let's do this. Let's remind you that it's two-way communication here on our Facebook Lives. You can always post a comment. I see them all. I can respond to them. If you want to say good morning, if you want to tell me where you're watching from, for example, good morning, Mary. Always nice to see you with us this morning. Pamela Thompson is up and going. So you can post your comments there this morning. You can also, of course, if you want, give us a like. That's always appreciated as well. It doesn't have to be on topic. It can pretty much be about anything you want as far as comments go here on our Facebook and YouTube Live. All right, so let's get to it this morning. We all have things to do. Don't want to waste your time. I want to remind you, KFDM.com, we do have interactive radar, and it's pretty easy to find. It's at the top banner there, and you can just click there, and then you just click on the image that we're on right there, and it will take you to the radar. And how fast it pops up, totally dependent on the speed of your internet. So if you've got a great internet service, it'll be there very quickly. If not, it may take a while. But here it is. You can zoom in and zoom out. You can manipulate it any way you want. It is interactive. So we can come out and see that there's some more showers up to the north of Dallas, but let's come a little closer to home, and we can grab it and pull it up like that. And we can put Beaumont there in the middle of the screen, and you can see that we do have some showers off to the west that could be moving our direction. That being the case, you might want to grab the umbrella just to be on the safe side. So now let's get you a look. And don't forget, this is associated with the cold front. It's kind of the leading edge. And behind this, probably not until tomorrow morning, will we see some heavier showers. And then we will also see a better shot of showers coming up tomorrow. We're starting off at 60, but there's a chance it may actually go higher than that. All right, some stories you don't want to miss today. One is a deadly accident happening overnight in Beaumont last night. Collision at Dowland and Phelan. One dead, one injured. Happened about 9:30. And apparently, according to those eyewitnesses, those that were on scene, one of the vehicles ran a red light. And again, I'm not going to get into the particulars of this story, but I would ask you, I mean, is running the red light an accepted social norm now? I mean, as a kid growing up, that just didn't happen. People didn't run red lights. If they did, you felt like, oh, they're going to get busted. But now it's kind of like, oh, well, if nobody's watching or if I'm in a hurry, it's okay. I can do that. It's, it's a law, but, there's no cop around. So, but, to me, and you tell me what you think, it seems to me like this is not about whether you get busted or not, or whether you get caught or not. This is about whether or not you endanger other people. When you run, having been the victim of someone who ran a red light and got T-boned and wound up being incapacitated for a period of time because of that, maybe I have pretty strong feelings. I would assume There are others out there who kind of feel the same way, that maybe there should, I don't know. A lot of people do not like the idea of red light cameras, but you cannot have an officer stationed at every single, and there are intersections here in the city of Beaumont that I go through on a regular basis. I know you do not go when the light turns green. If you do, you will be involved in an accident. You simply have to wait. One of them on a very major thoroughfare, Phelan Road. Every time when it turns green, if I go, I'm going to be in big trouble. And these people, of course, the problem also is the people who run the red lights are not going 5 miles an hour. They're increasing their speed because the idea being get to as quick as you can. So then you have even greater velocity at impact. But again, this one turns out to be fatal. Also this morning, among the stories we're watching, the city manager of Beaumont, Kyle Hayes, has decided to resign. He is and retire, actually, I think is probably the correct word, after 30 years of service in Beaumont. Now, he's not saying exactly when, but he's saying sometime between March 31st and April 30th. I think that's within 30-day window there that he informed the council that he is going to step down. He became the city manager back in 2002. He is the longest serving city manager in town history. Ray Riley was the city manager prior, and he had a pretty good tenure as well. And again, a lot of things have happened during Kyle Hayes's watch, so we'll be hearing more about that. Also, speaking of city council, county and cities have decided, when you have to police game rooms, there are a lot going on. It's not like, oh, I'm looking for recreation, right? I mean, there are a lot of things that are happening in game rooms that apparently are inherently illicit, that it's not just, we're just going to sit and see, for fun, for prizes, that the county commissioners had a discussion yesterday. They talked about it. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office has been responding to game rooms, and they're saying, look, now we will continue to do that, but only in unincorporated areas. It will be up to the city law enforcement agencies to run and, keep track of what's happening at these game rooms. And you can see some of the comments being made there. The problem is they feel like there's a lot of illegal activity happening besides just gambling inside some of these game rooms. Well, it's one of those stories. It's in, it's out, it's legal, it's illegal, it's Delta 8. It's one of those stories that people are talking about. And like I say, one day it's illegal, the next day it's legal here in the state of Texas. But that's because a Travis County judge has temporarily blocked the state from listing Delta 8 as a Schedule 1 drug, which essentially made it illegal. It is a cannabis extract. It is popular because users say it essentially gives them the feeling that they want without having to do something illegal to get it. Other people say they use it because it makes them sleep better or it causes them to relax. Whatever. There was a real discussion about which direction. A lot of this fell under what was considered to be the hemp law. And it was sold without any problem for quite some time. And then it became an issue when the state health services decided that they would classify it as a Schedule 1 drug. We'll watch and see how long this lasts. Does it become illegal again? Is it going to end? But the story goes on. And then one final story for you this morning, trying to get out of here within 10 minutes. And get you up to date or up to speed on a few stories to watch. This is my lighter story of the day. Ever been bothered by the boss after hours? USA Today reporting Portugal has made a law that bans texting employees after work. See what it says. Law passed by the Portuguese parliament makes it illegal for employers to contact employees for after work hours, a step the country has made to promote healthier work-life balance amid a surge of home workers during the pandemic. In legislation approved Friday, employers could face financial penalties for contacting employees outside of work hours. including increased gas and electric bills, according to the party. The law is part of an effort to appeal to remote workers coming to Portugal. Interesting. Now, how they know the employer, I guess it would be up to the employee, right? To report and say, hey, this is what's happening. They're asking me to do this or do that. Or they're wanting me to conduct business after hours when I'm trying to, recreate at home. All right, let's talk about what's going on. A couple more comments this morning coming in. And we'll start with Pamela. Good morning to you. Also, Lydia's here this morning. Anita was agreeing with me when we were talking about red lights, whether it is the norm or the exception. I think she's probably agreeing that it is the norm these days. It seems that way anyway. Carol, good morning to you there in Elkhart. Hi, Tammy. Hope things are going well for you. Tom says good morning from his home there in Illinois. And Tammy is asking, any idea when the morning show will be back to normal? As long as I'm on there, Tammy, it will probably never be normal. As far as when will it get back to its old format, that's a good question. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer. I really don't know. And I'm not sure anybody in my building really can tell you exactly when. But it's been a very slow process recovering from this cyber attack that we went through. All right, I got to get out of here. Got things to do. I know you do too. Go out and do them. Be careful on your way. Remember, as I said earlier, rain chances coming back into the forecast. So keep that in mind as you go out. We'll look forward to talking to you again tomorrow morning. Of course, don't forget regular scheduled newscast, 5:36, 10. And then bright and early tomorrow morning, we're back on KFDM and KBTV Fox 4. In the meantime, follow what's happening across Southeast Texas at KFDM.com. Also on Facebook, KFDM News. You can follow me on Twitter, Morning TV Dan, or on YouTube. You can sign up. It's Dan's at Home. You can be a subscriber and you will get our updates whether you're with us live. You can always go and watch them at your leisure, as they say. All right. Again, make it a terrific day. Look forward to talking to you again soon.